In a news article by Fawzia Afzal Khan, in a post on the California Public Agency Labor and Employment blog, David Urban explained in 2018 how at a public college or university, students and employees can assert First Amendment claims against the institution if it tries to discipline or censor them for speech activities. However, according to Urban, students, faculty, and staff at a private institution do not have that option because the institution is not bound by the First Amendment, because private universities are not government entities. This explains why the most extreme clampdowns on vocal critics of the Israeli genocide unfolding in Gaza since October 7th have occurred on campuses of elite private colleges and universities. Among them, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, Brandeis, and Columbia. The inhuman disproportionality of Israeli attacks on the civilian population of Gaza have claimed more than 17,000 lives, over 6,000 of these being children, in contrast with 1,200 lives and 250 hostages taken by Hamas since October 7th attack. The attack precipitated what can only be termed as Israel's ethnic cleansing campaign. Yet, when members of the campus communities who support justice for Palestinians point out the atrocities in rallies and social media posts, and during teach-ins and in classes, they're quickly branded by many, including university authorities, as anti-Semites. The chants of student, staff, and faculty protesters calling to free Palestine from the river to the sea are weaponized by Israeli supporters who interpret them as evidence advocating for the annihilation of Jewish citizens in Israel. Similarly, the use of words like intifada, which literally means to rise up, is depicted as a call to arms or to commit genocide against Israeli Jews. Clearly, such tactics are designed to obfuscate the actual genocide of Palestinian children, women, and men unfolding before the world's eyes in real time on a daily basis over the past 8 weeks. In several cases, these virulent campaigns to tarnish Palestinian human rights advocates have led to calls for the firing of tenured, distinguished scholars, a prominent case in point being Joseph Massad of Columbia University. Many faculty members without the protection of tenure have been fired. Student activists have been doxxed by pro-Israeli donors, leading to the withdrawal of job offers in several cases. Some elite universities have banned Palestinian student organizations, such as SJP, Brandeis was the first one to do so, as well as progressive Jewish organizations like Jewish Voices for Peace. This ubiquitous chant, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," signifies the true meaning of this phrase. Rather than calling for genocide or removal of Jewish population of Israel, it quite simply calls for the creation of one indivisible, secular, and democratic state where all of its inhabitants can enjoy the same rights and privileges and live in peace and dignity together. The belief that at public universities, such as the one where I'm employed, faculty are comparatively secure in their ability to exercise First Amendment rights and allow education and civil debate on contentious issues such as those triggered by the latest chapter on the Palestine-Israel conflict was punctured today. A respected colleague who, along with myself and a couple of others, have been unflagging in this attempts to get pro-Zionist faculty on our campus listserv to confront their complicity in the genocide of Palestinians in Gaza has been publicly silenced. I woke up this morning to an email from this colleague informing me that he has been charged with violating the university's Title IX code in a complaint filed against him by someone on the campus listserv. As a result, while the complaints wind its way through the system, he is not permitted to post or participate in any further discussions on this forum. Title IX is a federal law that was passed in 1972 to ensure that male and female students and employees in educational settings are treated equally and fairly. It protects against discrimination based on sex, including sexual harassment. It also protects employees and students from discrimination on the basis of religion, race, disability, or sexual orientation. On the face of it, the allegation of any such harassment by my colleague against anyone on our campus faculty listserv is so absurd as to be laughable and one hopes easily dismissed. My colleague, after all, is not the employer harassing an employee. All views expressed in this public forum are exchanged voluntarily between faculty colleagues who are all equal participants on a level playing field, despite differences of professional rank. If anything, it is we who have been critiquing the apartheid Israeli state's actions that have been unleashed a murderous assault on thousands of innocent Palestinian civilians who are being harassed on this listserv as we are accused of anti-Semitism by several of our pro-Zionist colleagues. George Orwell would have understood our current landscape only too well. The Zionist propaganda machine is in overdrive, creating all manner of diversions, false narratives, and attempts to convince the world that up is down and wrong is right. While indeed these are scary times for any and everyone trying to speak truth to power, the irrefutable fact is the court of public opinion has already ruled in favor of justice and liberation for Palestine from the chokehold of Zionist imperialism backed by the US and former colonial Western powers. My colleague and scores of others like us are the vanguard of a new day. Our voices cannot be silenced. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.